Hello everyone, welcome back to the Robo Samurai channel, and today I am going to be doing the first review, the first #1 review out of this box set called Worlds Collide, and I will be taking a look at Nemesis Primal. So he's the first one up. We're going to take a quick look at him, and yeah, so I've already done the unboxing video. If you want to check that out, I do have that particular video in my normal playlist, so you can take a look at that there. So, and we've already taken a look at the box. Let's go on ahead and just move that out of the way. And here is Nemesis Primal. Now, I don't have the normal mold for this, so this is my first experience with this mold. However, I have seen pictures of this online. Now, what is this supposed to be? This is supposed to be like the Dark Optimus Prime that you normally see, or Nemesis Prime. This is the Optimus Primal version of him. And if we take a quick look here, there's some differences I understand. Besides the coloring, there's actually this head sculpt is different as well. So if you take a look, I believe that the normal Optimus Primal head actually has the faceplate where it's split open and you can see his lips and stuff. So, but somehow this just seems more dark, foreboding, and a little bit more perhaps sad. I'm not entirely sure how that looks, but you know, in comparison with the others. Anyway, what you notice here also is that his swords also have this redness to them. They're all painted red on the blades, and that is actually pretty standard fare for a lot of the Nemesis Prime figures, is the swords are red colored. So, and he holds them really well in his hands here. The next detail that I'm going to point out here, I'm going to take these off here, and we'll talk about those in a second, is that you also have the teal accents here. So you have the teal accent, I guess it's a bluish tealish color. I don't know exactly what you call this, but this color here is pretty standard on a lot of the Nemesis Prime. You do see that silver, and then, well, not the silver per se, but this teal. You see it here, you see it here and here. And I believe on the normal figure, this here, these are red. Like his kneecaps here are red, this is red, and then this is also red. And I think that there's some here as well. Now, the areas where you see that it's all purple on the normal Kingdom, War for Cybertron Kingdom, these are gray. These are gray painted pieces, not purple. So they've done that to kind of accent that this is a slightly different character. Yeah, so let's take a quick look, and we can see on his chest that, let's see if we can't get that to focus in nicely. So we can see that there is a Predacon symbol right up here. Now, usually I think in the show you do see that he has a maximal symbol right in the center of this circle. I don't know if that's actually on the other toy, but it's definitely not here. So, and you can see all the purple accents here, there, and all that. And kind of the rest of it, I believe it's pretty much standard fare. I think that it's black and silver. I think this is painted slightly differently in this area. But yeah, usually he would have the red kneecaps. In this version, he does not. It's all the teal accents there. So now when it comes to these swords, one of the things you can do is they have these tabs here on the side, if you can see them, and you can fit them here on his back. There are 2 slots here, so you can just kind of tuck them in right there, and they can be stored in this fashion there. So and that's kind of what you have, and you can kind of go for that look as well. It is also possible to store these cannons if you open this up, I believe. Let's see here. I'm going to pop this open, and then we're going to shove these down here so you can take a look at that. So yeah, you can store those cannons away, and then you can take these off, and you can have them more looking like this. So there you go. Oh, by the way, yeah, and if you didn't notice, his toes are purple back here as well, so to match the rest of the figure. Alright, so yeah, and I guess the only other way we can really compare him is maybe we get some I don't have any other figures that would be like the Optimus Primal version of this figure. However, I do have some other Nemesis Prime figures. So here he is with Nemesis Prime. Now let's take a look here, and you can see some of those same accents here and some red up here, I think. Let's see here. Now this guy has light piping, so you can show that off. There you go. His eyes are red. You can see in there and all that. So this is based on the Generations mold. We also have, well, we have another version of Nemesis Prime right here, and this comes from one of the Japanese releases. And you can again see some of that light piping here, but you can also see some of that same accenting you see on the other ones. Well, you'd really have to be into these in order to do that, so maybe just possibly you could compare it with this guy here, which is a repaint of the Generation 2, I think, Hero Prime, which this is Scourge. Yeah, can you imagine that? So, and speaking of Scourge, we actually have Scourge. So we could actually put Scourge right up front here. And he is a repaint of Generation 2 Scourge. Of Generation 2, not Scourge, but Optimus Prime. So there you go. With all of those there, you have some points of comparison, and you can notice some of the same colorings that they followed through. There is even a masterpiece version of Optimus Prime that that has similar coloring. So I have that. It's in a box. I didn't take it out for this review because I didn't want to focus simply on Nemesis Prime. Anyway, however, we do want to focus on Nemesis Primal. And as we get all of these guys out of the way, we can just go back to showing him off. All right, so let's come back here. And yeah, I think actually after getting this figure and not having owned the other figure, I actually think this is a really good figure. He's got lots of great articulation. He has the waist swivel. He's got the hip swivel. It can go up to there. That's not too bad. The knees can bend that far. He can his lower calf can actually swivel just a bit. That's pretty interesting. And then he also has some elbow articulation. Really good looking elbow articulation, actually, if you look here. So he's got that going on. And yeah, he can swivel his entire arm all the way around and around through again. Now his wrists, they also swivel. Amazing. Great stuff. Is there ankle tilt? Yeah, there's a slight bit of ankle tilt here, actually. So that's kind of nice. Can he do the full squats? Can he sit down? Well, if he can do that, he can definitely do it. So it's not too bad in terms of articulation. It's a very solid figure. I like the way it feels. Now, there is something else to this figure, which is kind of cool, is that he has here, and I'm pretty sure that this is on the Kingdom Optimus Primal as well, is if you push these squares on either side of his arms, you can raise up these little, what are these, laser cannons out of his arms. So, and then there they are, and you can kind of aim them up and tilt them a bit. So they look like that. Same thing on this side as well. So, yeah, that's pretty nice. So he comes with some built-in weapons, guys. That's it. Let me get this focused again for you. There we go. So he can kind of do that and look your way as he blasts you. So, all right, let's go ahead and put those down and straighten this out. And we will go on ahead and start with the transformation. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to straighten these arms out, and then we're going to pull these down here. So snap this down and snap this down. Then I'm going to lift up this plate here and do a 180 on his waist so it looks like that. The next thing we're going to do is, we can fold that down by the way, is we're going to open up this. So there's a little peg that slots into here, and we flip that around, and then we can kind of stick that out like that. So this thing swivels all the way around, but you want it to have it just like this. Then we're going to push this back here. So these elbows do swivel out just a bit here, and you can get some articulation poses out of that. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this open here, and then you want to fold that all the way out. Whoops, I'm actually getting ahead of myself, but you can fold these out, and then what you're going to do is you're going to pull this up, and then you're going to turn it around, and then we're going to lift this head up, and we're going to, there's a swivel, you got to turn it this way. So it's like that, and then close it up. And then close this up here. Wait, before you do, take the chest piece, flip it around, and then bring it all the way around this way. Okay? Now, the next thing you want to do is pull these arms forward, thusly, and then you want to take this here. You can fold these back up here, his robot feet, and then you can fold this down, I believe, and this here. So, and you want to do this on his knee joints here, and like so. And there we have, I believe, Nemesis Primal in his beast mode. And yeah, he looks really good, guys. I mean, this is a nice looking beast mode, you know, and I like the way he looks. He's very angry, it looks like. And again, his face is purple. I believe this is gray, and I don't know if these are red eyes on the original, but still, it looks pretty good here. Fold that up, make sure those don't really snap in per se, but a lot of the same articulation is preserved here. So you can take these and let's see here, did I get this collapsed properly? Yeah, so this has to go thusly. So you want them to be like that, tucked in there. So yeah, but he looks really good, man. This is a really good figure. I mean, I'm really surprised at how good this thing looks. So yeah, so there he is. And then you can take his swords, and just like before, you can tuck them into these slots here for storage if you so choose. So there we go. And yeah, so I would say this is a great figure. You could get him, by the way, to stand a little bit if you like. He can actually go up further, and then you can tilt it down like this. This head has some pretty good articulation to it, so I would say that, yeah, it's probably worth it. So anyway, so there it is. There's Nemesis Primal in his beast mode. And yeah, everyone, I do recommend this figure. I think it's a good figure, and I do recommend it as a whole. So you know, he's got lots of good posability. You can have him do a lot of different things, and he looks good. Now, if you're a completist, not like me, I'm not a completist when it comes to the Nemesis Primes, but if you're a completist on that, I would definitely say that this would be something you should look into, you know. It's totally worth it. So there you go. Hey, if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to watch more of my content and you want to see more of the Worlds Collide set, please subscribe. I will put all of these in a playlist. So I thank you guys for joining me, and I'll talk to you next time.